What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. From the title, you see that I'm going to be doing a half face, have none look. And with this look, this is my first attempt with it. And I was going to class, so I was rushing. So just so you know, right now, I'm just trying to make this side of my face look as natural and girly as it can get without doing too much. Now I'm going in with the glue, and this is just gonna kind of pat down my eyebrow. That's gonna be the side of the nun. And what this is gonna do is pretty much allow the paint that I'm gonna put on my face to lay flatter and avoid my eyebrows from like pretty much poking out of the paint. After I do this, I'm gonna go in with a spoolie and pretty much brush out my eyebrows just so that I won't have any clumps of hair. This would allow the paint to also lay flatter. I should have put setting powder right over this, but I completely forgot. And that would allow the paint to lay flatter even well and avoid my hairs from showing. And as you can see right here, I took the white paint and I started drawing a line across my face. I didn't want to go straight down. I really liked the effect that I seen, and it was a diagonal line, and it also has, you know, little lumps in it just to show where you would be pulling your skin up, giving that dramatic effect of you pulling your skin up. So that part is very important. Don't forget to draw little humps. Once I figured out how I wanted my line to be, I went in with this sponge and the same white paint and just kind of pretty much just dabbed it all in that section. And I kind of like the sponge effect more than the brush, only because it gave that more like real dry, patchy look that I was going for, which is kind of what the nun has. So I did like the effect of the sponge more than the brush, but it's totally your own preference. And doing this look was so much fun. Like, just every Halloween turning into someone completely different is so much fun for me. I find so much enjoyment. Don't ask me why turning into a little scary nun is fun, but it is. Anyways, you see this is me dabbing in the white paint. I kept adding more because I didn't want my skin showing through too much, so the more the better. Now I'm just going in with some loose setting powder, and this is just going to pretty much keep this paint in place and not allow it to start creasing all over my skin, just as if you were putting setting powder on your concealer. It's the same concept. Now to get that pulled skin effect, I went in with a light brown pencil or marker and kind of drew lines as if my skin was being pulled, like a 3D effect, and you kind of just go off of your own discretion. So like I would pull my skin up like this and see how I should draw my lines, because everybody's face is going to be different. And truthfully, this part of this look was the most tedious because you don't want to overdo the lines and you don't want to make them look non-realistic. So you pretty much gotta make it really look like your skin's being pulled. I really wish I wasn't rushing because I feel like I would have took even more time on it. But right where you drew those humps is where you want to put the lines and make them look more dramatic, just so it looks like your skin is really being pulled back. To make these lines look more defined and realistic, I went in with my one of my concealers and pretty much just highlighted the lines to give a more of a defined look. And this part is actually really important, so you won't look like you just have lines on your face. This will actually make them look more 3D. Now I'm going in with the black paint and I'm going right over that white line that I drew in the beginning, and this is just gonna be basically like my marker and what I'm gonna go off of for the rest of this look. Using the same black paint and a sponge, I'm going to smudge out the edges of the line that I drew, and this is going to give us a real dark look. And if you notice, the nun has a lot of dark features on her face, which also makes out her dimensions. So this is what I'm doing, and I'm blending and I'm blending, and I'm not liking the color that it is because it wasn't coming out as black as I wanted to. Look at my face. So I just kept adding more and more, and I had to go back in with the white to kind of fix it up because I was putting more than I needed. It was just a process, okay? Like, stuff like this comes with patience. You must have patience for this type of stuff. Now, instead of using the black paint, I went ahead and used my black eyeliner to make the dark black circle around my eyes. And this was just going to give me more of that deep black look around my eyes instead of the grayish look I'm getting from my outline. And right after doing this, I'm going to use the sponge and pretty much just smear the black paint and the liner together just to get that real dark shadow looking finish around my eyes. Okay, I clearly don't know what the heck I'm doing right there, but right now I'm using the same black paint, and I'm gonna use this for my lips as a lipstick. And yeah, right after I get this all over my lips, I'm going to then go in again with the sponge, just like how I did with my eyes, and just smear it out and then clean it up again using the white paint. I did a lot of cleaning up in this look with the white paint just because you don't want the black everywhere and kind of taking away from the look. You kind of want it to not be perfect, obviously, but you want your dimensions to be shown and the shadows to be defined. Going back in with my eyeliner, I'm going to draw these lines, which is basically making cracks, which is going to give that effect of dryness and wrinkles. And this is another important part of this look because I feel like without it, this definitely wouldn't have been successful. And it gives you more of that scary look. I mean, can you see this look without these lines? But after drawing them around my eyes, I also put them around my mouth. As stated before, I used the white paint to go back in and clean up areas, and I did this around the outline and highlighted areas that I felt like needed to be more defined and look more three-dimensional. That's exactly what the white paint does. And with using the black paint, I'm going to draw these lines right under my cheekbones. Just like with contouring, it's pretty much the same concept to why you would contour. And this is just going to give the deep dimensions of the face of the nun. And at this point, I realized that my whole nose was covered with black paint. I didn't want that, so I went in with the white paint and fixed that. And right after I got the lines of where I wanted my dimensions to be, I went in and used a sponge to blend them out. Now it's finally time for my favorite part of this whole entire look, the blood. Yes, my recommended blood is definitely get a gel type of blood, like a sticky blood instead of the real runny. Like this one looks more realistic. I love this blood, and I love any Halloween look with blood. I feel like it just brings out the look even more. It gives it more of a dramatic look. Instead of going all over my face, I want it to be dripping from the line because this is giving the effect that my skin was pulled back, so obviously I would be bleeding. And I'm going all around the outline of the line that I drew, and I'm pretty much having it drip on its own because that's exactly another reason why I really like this blood. After placing the blood where I wanted it to go, I went again and added some more highlighter, and I then put on the NUN headpiece, and this is the final look. Super scary, but I was really happy with the way it came out, because just for the simple fact that I was rushing. So besides that, I do want to give a special shout out to MakeupbyDenise, because she's the one who inspired me on this look. So guys, let me know in the comments on how you guys think I did. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Mwah!